A very simple name for Chapter 3. Aside from Satoshi and my other friends who shared their experience with me, there wasn't a soul in this world who believed that Seiko, Suzumoto, Morishige, or Miss Yui ever existed. And this fact was really taking its toll on me, particularly in regards to Seiko, the best character.
大丈夫か、ナオミ。
もう平気。お母さんにも心配かけっぱなしでいられないもんね。
I'm pretty sure someone can explain, Double Dog. I flashed the brightest smile I could muster, though I'm not sure he entirely bought it.
元気出してこうな。
ありがとう。心配しないで。
That night, all I could manage to do was stand perfectly still and stare at my desk. I was mumbling something, but I don't even know what. My eyes had glazed over. It was like I was in a trance, or maybe I just wanted to be. What the? You know, no one left the first game untouched, I can tell you that much. You know, that's the face of a very healthy individual who has no problems in life. Maybe... No, oh man. Yeah, thank you for snapping out of it. That kind of freaked me out. I didn't even realize I actually started writing. I was at my desk now, writing words into a notebook. I kept softly repeating her name to myself over and over again. The words started to sound foreign in my head, but I couldn't stop saying it, almost like I forgot. Ah. So that's the reason why. There was no other sound in the room, just the scratching of pencil on paper and the hushed sound of my voice, just the word Seiko in all of its forms.
Seiko.
My voice was getting firmer each time I said it, more demanding. My writing was growing more feverish, more intense. Finally, the pencil broke in half under the strain. I gripped it so hard that it stabbed into my palm. Blood began dripping onto the paper. My head was hanging limply, but the rest of my body had stiffened. If anyone had seen me, I bet it would have been quite a sight. I could feel blush rushing to my head. My whole body quivered. I raised my head from its vigil and realized tears were streaming down my face. My voice was strained, choking back a sentence I'd hoped I'd never say. There were countless pictures of Seiko drawn in my notebook. But in every one of them, her face was blank. I hurled a notebook from my desk. I slammed my hands on the desk with all my might and screamed as loud as my present constitution would allow. I opened up the photo album on my phone. There was this nagging sensation in the back of my head that I overlooked something. Wow. Straight up, they just... You know, it's one thing for the people stuck in the school to be dead. It's another for their existence to be gone forever. Like they never mattered in the first place. In fact, I wonder how Seiko's family is even handling this, because she was taking care of, her sisters and her siblings, right? So, what's happening with them now? On the bottom right of the screen, there was an icon for image modification. Atrocity, thanks for hosting, man. After a few menu selections, I found myself adjusting the picture's brightness. Huh, really? Hang on. I kept hitting the button to turn it up higher and higher. And slowly, in the very center of the black void that replaced Seiko's face, I could see something begin to form. I felt like I was on the verge of an incredible discovery, filled with a new hope I haven't felt since before the incident at the Shinozaki estate. There was still room to increase the brightness. There were still countless increments to go before I reached the phone's upper limit. I just kept pressing the button over and over. Until finally, in the very center of the would-be face, I could make out an extremely faint pattern that looked like freehand lettering, spelling the name Sachi in hiragana. Was that right? Was I certain that's what it said? Instinctively, I placed the phone screen closer to my eye. The limited resolution made this pointless, but I don't care. Well, it actually is something. It was so close I was beginning to lose focus, but it still wasn't close enough. I had to make sure that what it said, and I touched it to my forehead as near as my eyes could get. At which point, the letters latched onto my cornea. They literally attached themselves to my eye. What the? They were there. No matter where I looked, I saw them. My vision had gone half white, obscured by the phantom letters. It took only a moment for the pain set in, and it was not an insignificant amount. I collapsed to the ground, hand ineffectually covering my eye. It was absolutely excruciating. You know, that's a pretty troll phone, let's be honest here. She looked like she was at the end of a rope, like she didn't believe anything was wrong, and I was probably just faking it. She was definitely more annoyed than concerned. With nothing more than a grunt, she grabbed me from behind, pinning my arm so I couldn't hurt myself. I fell backwards onto my rear, unable to resist her restraint. This is some great parroting. You should take advice right now. My left eye was glazed over with tears and had gone as bloodshot as an eye could get. And right on the cornea, white blister-like bulges were beginning to form, spelling out Sachi. There was no way my mom could ignore or dismiss that. She quickly stepped back in shock. Finally acknowledgement. No kidding, right? Her breathing had quickened, but she didn't say a thing. She just left the room. It was too late. She was gone. Halfway across the house by the time I called out. It's not infectious, I swear. I was sprawled out in the corner of my room like a giant stuffed bear. At some point, I think I lost consciousness, but I'm still not really sure. I was starting to feel a little tense, a little more relaxed. I looked up. A little less tense, there we go. At the prospect of actually discerning details in my room, my left eye reacted with a sharp, intense shot of pain. I could feel the pain with every pulse in every part of my body. It was almost unbearable. And yet, she'd run out of the room in shock and obviously had been gone for quite some time. As sick as she was of me, I couldn't imagine to leave me to suffer without doing anything. I opened my bedroom door and slowly crept downstairs. I could hear a sound coming from the kitchen, a very specific, a very peculiar sound repeating at regular intervals. Wow. For the first time in this game, I don't want to look. And what I saw was my mom sharpening a kitchen knife with intense focus. I had no idea what she planned to do with it. No idea, really? But an irrational fear washed over me. I slowly and silently sneaked my way over to the front entrance. And I made sure not a peep could be heard from me until I was outside and away from the house.
Kishinuma-kun!
It was a new morning, bright and early. Satoshi called out to me like I was 12 or something. I've been in this old, cheap, run-down two-story apartment building for a long time now. It may not have been much to look at, but I felt it had a certain charm. Satoshi was cradling his school bag in his arms as he was waiting for me in front of my room on the ground floor. This is a huge mouthful. On mornings when he wasn't waylaid by Yuka, he would always drop by and invite me to walk to school with him. Originally, he was doing it for his own good. Apparently my own good, as I've been known to ditch school a lot, and he figured a friendly offer like this might get my attendance up a little. Admittedly, it worked.
Oh.
I finally made my entrance, or my exit, I suppose. And I'm pretty sure Satoshi must have been really confused, as I had on my shoulder one hell of a backpack, boasting a full-on survival kit, provisions, you know, the works.
Oh.
I mean, I don't see it in this picture, but I'm just gonna imagine it. Yep, Satoshi was confused, alright?
なんだその荷物。山登りでもするみたいな。
You know what I would take with me in a survival backpack? A sandwich, which is exactly what I'm gonna eat right now. Man, really? I can't open this? There we go, finally. I'm eating a sandwich. Be right back. I slowly, carefully munched onto the sandwich that I got out from the giant backpack.
いや、ちょっとな。つかお前、いい加減その小学生みたいな呼びかけやめろ。え？ま、いいけどよ。俺はちょっと今から出かけっから。そうそう、山登りだ。悪いけど今日は俺休みってことで頼むわ。くそ。まさか昨日あのまま気を失うとは不覚だった。後頭部打ったのは覚えてるが、目が覚めたら病院とか。何やってんだ俺は。待ってろし。
New data!
必ず。
Oh, thank you, Dog11, Dog2, for following. Sorry.
また何か隠して。あ？
I guess it wasn't all that convincing, but even still, I didn't expect Satoshi to see me... Sorry. To see through me so quickly and easily. I stumbled under his glare. It was almost like I'd been called out by a newborn baby or like a fawn. Dude was way too innocent for his own good.
こいつの勘の鋭さは半端ねえからな。ほとんどそれだけが取り柄みたいなもんだが。
New data!
人の悩みとか喜ぶことをすぐに察知しやがる。
Are people doing this on purpose? Thank you, Neomorphic Gamer, for following. So...
なんだよ言えよ。水臭いな。ああ、そうだな。篠崎はサトシたちをもう巻き込みたくないって言ってたしな。だったら言えねえよ。愛子って女とっ捕まえて天神賞にもう一度行く方法を探るなんてよ。
You know, so the thing is, at restaurants where I eat, sometimes, no, oftentimes actually, I don't know why they can't get this through the head, but when I'm eating, the server comes by and it said, "How's the food?" With my mouth full, I'm like, well, hang on, give me a second. I'm chewing so quickly because the proper way is to go like, okay, if I speak with my mouth full, then it's gonna be rude, right? But if I don't give an answer promptly, that's also gonna be rude. So instead, the only option is option 3. And option 3 is to chew your food so quickly and swallow, and then say, yes, the food was great. And then you're done. And thank you, Yashirik, for following.
天神賞と関係あるのか？
happens all the time. There's one restaurant I go to.
What?
I mean, just surprised about it.
その反応やっぱりそうだな。なんでわかった？あ、
Option 4, give a thumbs up. Yeah, you know what? You're right. I didn't think of that. How about just a simple gesture? Okay, anyway, I'm terrible at this. I covered a mouth, but it was too late. I'd already confirmed it.
そりゃさ、リュックからお札とかいろいろ見えてるしさ。
Wow. You know what? You're right. It was such a simple thing to do. All I gotta do is just give a nod or something, but I realized that I just had to respond with words or something. It's just kind of me. I did have a lot of talismans with me. I bought them at the convenience store. Oh yeah, that's right, because there's an occult craze going over Japan right now. I didn't exactly pack smartly enough to hide them. I certainly wasn't going to win any awards for stealth.
だけど、あそこは崩壊したんじゃ。まさかまだあるのか。いや、俺らが脱出するとき見た通りだ。あのまま潰れてるだろうよ。だよな。まあどのみち、もう幸子もいないあの空間にはおまじないも
New data!
行く方法もないけどな。
Thank you, honest hero, for following.
ああ、俺は今からちょっと天神症のことで調べもんだ。別に危険なことはねえからよ。そうか。だったらいいんだけどさ。でも何か行動を起こすなら一人でするなよ。
Alright, finally I did it.
ナオミにも話す。こういうのは何も言われない方が辛いんだ。
Because the thing is, if I'm gonna eat tonight, I think the best timing would to eat when there's not blood on the screen. Because sometimes,
New data!
you know, seeing gore and body parts and organs all over the screen is probably not gonna make your stomach feel great. What? Is that like a grand revelation to you, man? And thank you, Nathan, for following. Alright, here we go. He reached over to my backpack and pulled out one of the talismans I'd lazily stuck in the front pouch.
こんなもん聞くのか？
Yo, Feezy, welcome back, man. He was looking it over like an appraiser or something, but why wouldn't he just leave me alone?
知らねえよ。イワシの頭よりはマシだろ。
Yeah, we have a long history of corpse party. I'm glad this game's back. I yanked the talisman back out of Satoshi's hand and crammed it in the front pocket of my school blazer.
よしき。たまに昔の人みたいなこと言うよな。せえな。でもな、今日はまず学校に連れてくぞ。
With this, Satoshi grabbed my sleeve.
あ？なんでだよ。だってお前、出席日数足りてないだろ。クオン先生が授業前に朝一で歩行って言ってたんだ。小テストで済むってさ。知らねえよ。ダブローが何しようが、それどころじゃねえ。そんなにお前が優先するってことは、篠崎も関係あるのか？は？
You know, because of my relationship with the first corpse party, one of my favorite characters is actually, well, besides Seiko and Naomi in Proximity. Was this guy psychic? He had been wrong all morning.
まあいいや。学校行って聞いてやる。行くぞ。
So,
リュックはとりあえず家の中に入れてっと。
if there's something I can empathize with, it's the guilt that, I guess Ayumi and Naomi are going through. Like, it seems Satoshi wasn't
New
going to
data!
take no for an answer.
おい、サトシ待てて、わかった。いや、いいんだろう、わけよってだから、手離せって。はいはい。おい
Uh,
サトシくん、岸沼くん、おはよ
was I the only one who saw the specter of Ayumi in the dark screen as we were just Sorry, am I going crazy? What time is it? 10:03 p.m. Okay, clearly it was not just me who saw that, right?
おはようございます。
The ghost of Ayumi passed in the loading screen.
あ
う。たった15分の小テストで単位をつけてあげるんだから頑張ってよね、岸沼くん。
あ。様式には説明してあります。大事な用あんのに来てやったんだ。終わったら速攻帰るからな。
So, see, out of the 5 characters that no, there's like a few more, but out of the characters that have been featured in the chapters, 3 for 3, so chapters 0, 1, and 2, have all had characters guilt-ridden. How about these two is my question next, I guess. How do they feel about it?
偉いわ。じゃあ教室行きましょう。
ここでいい。テスト持ってきてくれ。様式、無茶言うなよ。
Well, technically it's a Yumi twice, wasn't it? I think it was.
マジでそれどころじゃねえんだよ。俺は行かなきゃならねえとこがあんだ。
I stuck my hand into my pocket and took out a mechanical pencil. If they're going to force me to do this, I need to shave off every second I could. As I removed the pencil, the talisman I shoved in there earlier fell to the ground. Okay.
あら
You can just say it's a hobby, man. It'll be fine.
早くあのレーグマニアを探し出さねえと。篠崎が。レーグマニアってもしかして三輪愛子さんのことか。
Atrocity, if you want to watch the archive, I'm going to be uploading the videos onto our YouTube. In fact, I already did so last night.
篠崎に何かあったのか。まさか本当に天神症。ああ。お前、なんでもっと早く言わないんだよ。お前が聞く耳持たなかったんだろうが。ずるずるずるずる引っ張りやがって。
愛ちゃんがどうしたの？天神？
Actually, that's right. How could I forget? Aiko is related to Kuon, so she's going to be tagging along with us?
いや、なんでも。ん？愛ちゃん？俺、そういえば先生って三輪。
うん。今名前の出た丹羽愛子は私の妹よ。愛ちゃん。
先生、その愛子に会いたいんだけどよ。どこに行けば会えるんだ？
この時間ならやっぱり学校かしらね。昨日の夜様子がおかしかったんだけど。
So, out of curiosity, in the chat, who do you think is behind the current events at Heavenly Host Elementary School? Do you think it's a spiritual being? Do you think it's a human? I mean, really, I think it's a spiritual being, but I don't know, actually.
先生、一緒に住んでるの？
I guess you gotta have to think about the themes, but we're only on chapter 3.
ええ。
俺と篠崎に会った後。
Maybe we should be more specific. It could be
様子がおかしかったって。
it could be
どうお
Sachiko
かしかったん
again.
だよ。
Although I'm willing to put money down, that's probably not Sachiko again.
あ、私。
I mean, I know she's she's probably in Heavenly Host. I mean, she's in the opening of this game.
Huh?
But I get the feeling that she's not gonna be the main antagonist.
やだわ。
ああ、他にはねえの？
そうね。思い出してきたわ。何か小さな青い石を2個大事そうに持っていたわ。
それだ。あいつもう一組持ってやがったんだな。だがこれはチャンスだぜ。先生、愛子は今日も確かに学校に行ったのか？
愛ちゃんなら昨日の夜深刻な顔をしてお家を出て行って朝まで帰ってこなかったわ。 朝ごはんを作って待っていたんだけれど、全部私が食べちゃった。
Also, I doubt this is very possible. No, you know what? We're trying to, but I kind of doubt it's possible to see the old characters who've died in Corpse Party 1 in a livable form. As in, they're not spirits, but if I did have a single wish for this game, it would be to, I don't know, have the impossible happen. Have them come back to life, but not in a bad way. And we all escape from Heavenly Host, and everything's all happy, you know? And all the people who've died there are like, yay, we're alive again, don't worry! Nothing bad happened, I promise. And like, bam, the Heavenly Host just appears in real life, and like, all these news reporters pop by, like, oh shit, it's back, this is the place to party, dog! What about the murders that happened here? Murders don't matter, you know? That shit's in the past, okay? Everyone who died here just pops out of the building and goes like, yeah, let's go watch a movie or some shit. Let's go watch, I don't know, we'll go watch Die Hard or some shit. And then Sachiko pops out and goes like, hey, guess what? I'm not actually 12 years old anymore. It's like 50 years, so I'm like 62. I'm 62 years old, which means I can drink beer right now. So she goes directly to a beer party, a bar, anything. And then everyone's happy. Seiko pops out and goes like, hey, I miss everyone. I'm the favorite character in Corpse Party. And then she gets super famous and becomes a celebrity. And, you know, she travels all over the world. And she preaches not going to dangerous elementary schools of murders. And that way, everything is good, you know? That's my ideal wish for Corpse Party. That ending happens. So, nothing bad happens, everyone pops back out alive and goes, hey, everything is good, dog, don't worry. That shit's never gonna happen again.
Yoshiki! 先にあの石を一人で使われちまったら、篠崎を追う手段がなくなっちまうじゃねえか。Yoshiki! 待てよ!
Yeah, give me the hashtag, man. Save Seiko,
先
please.
生ありがとう。Yoshikiは後でまた連れてくるからさ。
I love that character too much. As Satoshi turned to leave, he caught a glimpse of Nakashima, standing on the school roof on the wrong side of the guardrail. There was no spark in her eyes, no awareness. It looks almost as if she was sleepwalking.
Naomi!
But little did Satoshi realize there was a large inflatable cushion right under where she was positioned on the guardrails. She was most likely going to jump and attempt a very famous stunt act in all of Japan. The first time a high schooler would do this while in a video game. Yeah, we're gonna go with that. Kuon was also not part of the act. She had absolutely no idea that everything was gonna be okay, and she would fall from the high school building with no damage whatsoever. Yeah, we're gonna go with that. The narrator's always right, okay? Which isn't true at all, but I'm gonna go with that anyway. Wow, you do not look okay. Alright, let's do this again. I tried to pick myself up and look around, but I could only move my neck. Everything was dark, and the only sound of my surroundings was an unpleasant, vaguely organic noise filling my ears. I felt in some way restrained. As my eyes adjusted to the dim light of the room, I could see that I was blanketed by red flesh. It was if the whole floor had come to life and was absorbing me into its collective. I focused my strength and was finally able to break free from my bindings, bits of red matter flying away from my body as I tore through it to freedom. I was absolutely soaked, however, with a strange, viscous fluid, and chunks of meat were clinging fast to my skin and clothes. The blanket of flesh on the ground was now bubbling out of murky, red liquid from all the spots I'd torn in my escape, as violently as if a faucet had been turned to full. Let's just say I'm glad I ate my sandwich earlier. I was in tears, trying as hard as I could to wipe the viscera from my body. Viscera? Sorry. As I watched, however, a chunk I had been trying to shake free from the back of my hand just dissolved away. Mascara? I'm covered in makeup, what do I do? The ghost hit me, and it made me look like a clown! Aside from the murmurs of the flesh blanket, the room was deathly silent, lit only by a faint blue glow streaming in from the nearby window.
やっぱり展示車。
Jeez, what the hell? Crazy light. Cool. Exactly what I wanted. Another chase. Okay. No pressure. Huh. Okay. Well, she fell into the murky darkness. It was all in my head. A flashback. She wasn't after me now, but she definitely had been.
New data!
あれは確かに鈴本さんだった。
The tears were pouring out of my eyes by this point. I could do nothing to hold them back.
私本当にみんなを生き返らせることなんてできるのかしら。こんな真っ暗な廃墟でブックオブシャドウズなんて見つかるの？なんじゃなかったのかな。
So, on a slightly relevant note, I recently joined a Facebook group that, well, I mean, it's a Facebook group for Corpse Party Blood Drive. And there was this discussion about how people were disliking Ayumi in this game. And I don't know. My personal thoughts are, despite how crazy this is, I have a lot of respect for her, because this is a decision I can't make. Well, then again, I don't have the power to do so. Not sure if I would do it in the first place. But maybe I would. It all just kind of depends. How much do you really care?
何これ。
Actually, come to think of it,
さっき確か大きなお化けが斧みたいなものを振り回して。
I checked myself over for injuries. There were none, or at least none caused by an axe.
私どうして助かったのかしら。
How are you still alive? I don't know. Okay. I mean, I don't know. Like, watching horror movies or playing horror games for so long, we come into like a lot of tropes, right? And there's always the question of logical decisions and rationality. The hard wooden cloths of my footsteps gave way to a softer, squishier series of plops. Taken aback by the sudden change, I looked down, terrified at what I've been. Oh, jeez. As I feared wherever it was, it looked awfully biological. Huge swaths of the floor were coated in what looked like internal organs, moving and swaying and pulsing in a sick rhythm.
さっきから気持ち悪いな。これ何なの？
I raised my foot and found a seaweed-like substance that closely resembled a network of blood vessels stuck to the bottom of my shoe.
以前の天神症にはこんなのなかった。これって何か気持ち悪いものに侵食されているみたい。
Okay. You know, the last time you were in a not a hospital, but the nurse room, I only remember bad things.
篠崎義恵の家の地下室で見た呪術の道具と似ているけれど少し違う。あれよりも随分悪魔的だわ。なんだろう。見 ているだけで恐ろしい。落ち着くのよ、あゆみ。私のなすべきこと考えるの。ブックオブシャドウズはこの女の子が持っている可能性が高い。そしてこの子は多分ユキちゃん。
From what I've noticed, I didn't see any English voice options.
事情を話せばきっと本を渡してくれる。さっき気を失う前に一瞬あの子を見た気がしたけど、なんだか随分雰囲気が違ってたな。
Okay, so I should get into the habit of making multiple saves. In case, quite frankly, in case a chapter has a split route, in which one is the bad end, and you take like an hour to get to the ending. So that's the first save. Out of curiosity, if I cure darkening, does the thing disappear? It does. Okay, well, I'm not using it now then. So that's good for reference. So it's not like a continued, it's not like a well of continued healing. That'd be kind of cheap. I wasn't the only one who heard that, right? Okay. Did I check this one yet? Nothing. Nothing here. So are we good? Guess so. Fresh blood. Okay. Crossing my fingers we find someone that's, you know, not gonna try to kill us. Okay, so no wire. In there. Oh, where's it go? Down here? Okay. Check Ayumi's death spot. Kind of late for now. Wait, isn't this where someone got choked? Or rather, hanged? Check here first, I guess. Oh, you mean where she died? Yeah, I remember. The blood splat on the wall is where someone died. In fact, this whole first area is very similar to Course Party 1. In fact, I see a noose on the left. I'm gonna go downstairs and check the blood splat where one of the... Shit. Sorry, if I walked too close to that, I would have fallen in the floor. To see if there's like a prompt. Koopa, please, really? God. Whatever. Shit happens. Maybe I should turn the brightness up on my screen. Although, actually, that's probably perfect just for me. I'm not sure how bright the screen is for the stream, but for me, sometimes it's so dark that this really matters. Yep. Actually, that's a fair question. How dark is it on the stream right now? Can you guys see the environment without me shining light on it? Okay, move down, down, down. There we go.
New data? Wow, this punk? And how do you know my number? If there were a voltage meter attached to me, it would have spiked at that moment. Never before had one person been able to anger me so quickly and so effortlessly. Oh yeah, you're right, Killer Frogs. Thank you.
細かいことはまだわからねえが、あれはマルテバの連中が使う黒魔術だ。この学校には何かがいる。気をつけろ。いいか、必ずまた合流できるはずだ。そうすりゃこの石でお前も現世に戻れる。
That wasn't exactly an ideal spot to cut off in the conversation. I panicked and tried to call back.
気をつけろって何に気をつければいいのよ。
You know, I always admired the sound effects for this game.
一方的すぎるよ。聖子、元気？よくここでお弁当食べたね。
So personally, I find that when the series was still in sprite form, that was quite frankly a little more scary, but it still retains some element of it. I held my hand out in front of me and looked down at my phone. All my attention was on the little glowing screen. My inbox was filled with old emails from Seiko.
私の時間はずっと止まってるよ。あんたと一緒じゃないと怖くて一歩踏み出せないよ。
But the point I wanted to make was that however this game series does this, I always felt like the atmosphere was the scariest part. For some reason or another, I always feel tense when I play these kind of games. Straight out beneath my feet, I could see the roof of the connecting corridor on the first floor. This was a 5-story school building. There had been no surviving a fall from this height.
もう一度顔が見たい。一度でいいの。あんたのこと忘れるなんて。
ナミ！
びっくりした。サトシ、先生。
Yeah, I agree with what Beastle said actually.
中島さん。
Beast Leo, my bad. Wait, do you play Guilty Gear?
危ない。私が飛び降りるかもって。ごめんね。しないよそんなこと。驚いたわ。
何をしてたんだあんなところで。
よく聖子とさ、この柵越えて、ほら、あの配電機の上に寝転がってたの。だから、ちょっとあの子のことを思い出してたんだ。
そうか。勘違いでよかったよ。
You know, I'm still trying to memorize the sound effects for this mixer. So test. Whoa, whoa.
中島さん、その目どうしたの？
How about this? What?
これは昨日の夜。見せてみて。
To the untrained eye, they probably looked like random blistering, but on closer inspection, one could easily make out they were actually letters.
これは呪詛の症状じゃない？
先生、霊とか詳しいの？
うちの会社がね、そういうものも扱っているの。昨日の夜どうしたの？携帯で画像を見てたら急に目に文字が貼り付いたみたいになって。
You know, I just had a very awkward thought. So imagine people were watching her on top of the ledge, which there were, right? There was Kuon and the friend back there.
例の写っている画像とかかな？今ある？
And then suddenly she was pulled aside, and it would sound a little bit like this. How would it work out? This is a random thought in my head, but let the hostage go. You there with the white hair. We'll give in to your demands, whatever you want. And then she would reply, if she were a random kidnapper, "You'll never take me alive!" And the response would probably be something like, "You have so much to live for! You don't need to do this!" Someone in the background would be like, "Hey, do a flip!" And the other guy would be, "Do a barrel roll!" I wasn't sure I was ready to show this strange Roman a photo of Seiko, who was, by all rights, non-existent in this world. But anyway, I was having that really awkward thought.
いえ、もうありません。そう。この世のものじゃない存在が映っている画像は悪い影響を
Lo,
及ぼ
please,
すか
don't.
ら保存とかしちゃダメよ。
That'd be pretty messed up. Like someone's going to jump and there's people just like taunting them. Though I kind of imagine that would, no, that would be pretty wrong. I hope that would not happen. Though it's obvious Miss Kuan didn't intend that as an insult, but those of us who survived the Heavenly Host ordeal couldn't help but have our hearts sink at the harshness of the phrase. Instantly, my depression intensified.
これ目薬よ。それと眼帯。不便でもしばらくつけておくといいね。ただの細菌感染だとすぐ治ってくれるはずだよ。
Satoshi's eyes widened as Miss Kuan pulled a manner of shocking objects from her bag, searching for the eye drops and eye patch she apparently just happened to have on her hand. He also seemed transfixed by the company logo emblazoned on the side of the bag.
ありがとう、先生。
Well, only in anime it looks cute.
中島さん、今日はもう帰った方がいいわ。安静にしていないと余計なものを取り込んでしまうかもしれない。
Okay, so you know how some people they imagine what they would do if the zombie apocalypse happened? Now it's your turn, okay? Instead of zombie apocalypse, if you had to go into Heavenly Host Elementary School, what would you bring with you? And don't say tank. Or random aircraft. Or invincible Subaru car. No, you can't do that. That would be kind of lame. Well, I mean, what would you do if you can bring a car with you to Heavenly? What would you drive over every single ghost? Trip every single piano wire? You would bring a nuke? I would bring a photon device. You're taking him? Are you sure about that, boss? Satoshi and I were both looking. Why would you photon that ghost back to? You're folding. Oh man, ghost in Mother Base. That'd be the greatest idea.
それじゃあ俺送っていきます。
サトシ君は授業があるでしょ。私が送ってくわ。いい？中島さん。一緒にお家に戻ろう。
Yeah, you're indoors, so it wouldn't work.
いや。え？いや、うちは嫌。
どうしたんだ、ナオミ。
嫌なの。うちに帰るのだけは嫌。
Honestly, I can't imagine corpse party with weapons because, well, quite frankly, corpse party weapons wouldn't really do much, would it? What would you do? Shoot a ghost? That's not gonna do anything. Technically, we have talismans, though. That kind of works. That's kind of a weapon. Miss Kuan's eyes moved downward a bit, surveying my body. I wasn't sure what she was doing at first, but then I realized she was observing the state of my uniform. Namely, that was a mess of wrinkles, as if I hadn't changed out of it for far longer than one would expect.
中島さん、あなた家出してきたの？もしかして昨日から？帰ったら怖いんだもの。薬
So the thing is, for horror games, I've always felt that if you gave the main character a weapon, it really dies down the aspect of being scared. Because the more proficient you become at using that weapon, the less vulnerable you feel. One of the few games that I think manages to balance that out is Fatal Frame. Because having a camera, even though it is a weapon technically, because you are using it to battle things, doesn't fully take away from the element of you being vulnerable. Mainly because to get the best damage in that game, you have to wait for things to get too close for comfort. I probably sound like a little girl at the doctor's office, frightened of the needle. This may have been the first time Satoshi realized just how much Seiko's loss still bothered me. I was in shock and denial, and I've been trying too hard to play it off.
わかったわ。じゃあ、うちに行きなさい。お家に連絡だけ入れておくわね。
Yeah, also the Silent Hill games seem to balance it out fairly well.
カバン取りに一度教室に寄りましょう。じゃあ、サトシ君、今日も授業頑張るのよ。
Yes, I played Siren, but I played the PS3 version of Siren, which was, I guess the correct way to say it is readapted. I mean, for a starter, it had a far more American cast, is one way to put it.
よく休むんだぞ。
Dead Space is a weird horror game for me. So the first one I enjoyed, the second one I played, and the third one I played every single Dead Space that at least I know has come out. But for me, like I said, the power that you get from being the main character of that game still felt too strong to me, where I could fend off my own insecurity and fear of the monsters by just beating their dead body after I was done.
ナオミもやはり苦しんでる。このままじゃみんな心が潰れてしまう。
And I think there's like a
しなくては。
I think there's a really fine line in horror and how it can be. It's hard for me to explain, but for people who know horror well, then you'll understand what I'm trying to say. The balance of suspensefulness versus the.
ごめん先生。
Oh jeez, how do I say this? I guess suspense versus revelation, if you understand what I mean. Like having that tension build up and then release. And how that's used well can be a really good form of, well, I mean, horror.
きっと三輪愛子さんに話を聞くために東証学園に行ったに違いない。
So Dead Space for me had a lot of tension, but you could easily release it by just, like I said, beating up the dead bodies. But that's how I personally approached it. Maybe it was scary for other people.
いいか水木、お前は特に二人の親友だったから気持ちはわかるが、くれぐれも気を落とすんじゃないぞ。お家の方も捜索願いを出されているし、きっとさえの木も大上もひょっこり帰ってくる。心配はいらないよ。
Will I ever play the PS2 version of Siren? Maybe, I don't know.
はい、清水先生。
Also, that's how she's dressed in high school. I guess that's a lot more appropriate. As soon as the teacher was out of sight, the girl's eyes narrowed. She stared at him with a look of utter contempt. This had to be Megari Mizuki.
大人ってなんでこうバカなのかしら。
She followed the statement with a sigh that seemed to say, I'm so much better than that person. And then bingo! From her skirt pocket, she withdrew the ether after stones.
気休めで世の中が回るなら、誰も努力なんてしないだろう。
She was coyly playing with the stones as she said this, fitting them together at different angles in her hand.
で、お前誰？
She hadn't turned around. She just somehow seemed to sense my presence. I stepped out from behind the bench into her line of sight. Magari then flashed me the iciest stare I'd ever seen. I'm not usually intimidated by that sort of thing, but even I had to really make a concerted look. What? Even I had to make a really concerted effort not to look away. Thank you.
なんだこいつ。ああ、お前マガリってやつだよな。他のやつに聞いたんだけどよ。庭愛子やあのナホってのとも仲が良かったって。その石なんで持ってるんだ。それは今庭愛子が持っているはずなんだが。
I figured I might as well just jump in whole hog though, not without bracing myself first. I knew that question couldn't exactly be anywhere good. Blech. And sure enough, her response was almost immediate.
殺すぞ。
ああ、
詮索したら殺す。これはお前の知ることではない。だから出て行ってくれる？部外者。先生呼ぶわよ。
She certainly wasn't messing around. Nonetheless, I'd come too far to back down now. Despite her threats, I knew I had to keep pushing.
ねえはん、天神所へ行くのか。俺も連れて行ってくれねえか。
は？
今あそこには俺の仲間が。
Okay. Before I could get another word in, a giant scythe literally appeared in her hand out of nowhere, and just like that, I couldn't move a muscle. She had me completely restrained.
ほんと殺すから。忘れろ。失せろ。いいな。
The blade glinted majestically in the light of the sun. But as I looked up at it, was her other hand that really did me in. Using the heel of her palm, she flung me backwards with an incredible force. There was a loud, sun metallic sound as my back struck the bench behind me. Her form was unbelievably precise. My momentum caused me to pivot over the back, rest, and flop down onto the ground below. I became acutely aware that possibly she had watched too many Star Wars films and was ready to charge every single moment of my body with another move from LucasArts films. She then proceeded to use professional Japanese pro wrestling moves on my body, slowly chokeholding me, and then also doing a shining wizard to my chin. I forced myself up, but with some effort, but my guard was nowhere to be seen.
一体何者なんだ。あいつもあのミストってやつも。
I was in a complete daze. I always thought of myself as being a Star Wars nerd, but to fight a real Jedi in real battle, it was something I'd never done before.
なんで俺はこうも弱えんだ。
Alright, back to this. How's my health? Did it re-feel? Probably not, but let's see. Of course not. Alright. No pressure. But the weird thing is I kind of like this amount of tension that I feel playing games. This is what I live for.
この天神書は以前とは全然違うんだわ。
Just adrenaline rush through my body. The blood, the sweat, the tears, as these characters fall like flies.
先生、鈴本さん、篠原さん、森重くん、いたら私に力を貸して。きっと 生き返らせてあげるからねおなじみでしょ私のろうそく私来たよ
Let me make a separate save point, just in case. I'm not sure how they structured this game, but for all I know, there might be a very early split route. In which case, one good ending, one bad ending. For the chapter, I kind of doubt they would do that this early on for the true ending, though. That's kind of strange. Where are we going, I wonder? Well, I mean, that's up to me, right? Let's look around. Guess I'll just look everywhere. We'll figure it out. What the f- You okay there, buddy?
うまくいかないの
仕方ない仕方ない
Whew! Oh man, they smelled like cinnamon. What was that cinnamon challenge thing again? Whatever. The point is they choked to death. In fact, I can read their name tags right now. Something like, let's see.
何今の
What was that famous line for Cinnamon Toast Crunch? But can you see? But can you see blank, right? I think it was like, but can you see why kids like Cinnamon Toast Crunch? That's probably it. So Sachiko pops out of nowhere. So is she good now? Is she helping us? I hope the answer is yes. I like Sachiko. Did I seriously almost just walk in that again? Oh my god. You know what? I know I'm saving batteries, but how many batteries do I have? I have none. Okay, well, yeah, I guess it kind of makes sense to save my batteries. Huh, an item right there of all places. I'm going to just avoid being next to that cabinet then. Jeez, are you serious? Is it still gonna chase me outside? I hope the answer is no. Fuck, you little son of a bitch. Okay. Damn it. Okay, so if I go directly back outside the door, how does it react? Does it go back inside or is it just stuck outside? Oh my god, really? Okay, let's see how soon I can... I'm gonna have to do like a loop around here though. Turn a light so I can see. Okay. So go down here. Further down and then past it. There we go. So I want to see if this thing stalks me the moment I hide. I guess we're good. So does it follow me? Is it still outside here or is it back and in that room? I'm guessing it's back in the room. Yeah, probably. Okay. The hell, another one? Was this always here? Where was that ghost located? I think it was in top that room, right? So this one should be fine. Okay. Okay, so let's make a save right here. The second one is the safety save. There we go. Over there? Okay. Jeez, not again. Anything over here? No. Dead body over there? Okay. There is a red thing right there, so gotta hug the right. What was that? What the? Wow, really? Okay, I'm not turning off this light then. Is it possible to see that at all? No, you straight up can't see it. Anything else? Okay, so I have 2 talismans on me to slap anything. Sorry, what? In each instance, the victim was taken quickly and unexpectedly, so please remain alert and aware at all times. Okay. Okay, good. Okay, so I have one battery, so I can leave the light on for a while. So far, nothing. Is that a hole in the wall? It is. Huh. Okay, I'll check around this area, then I'll see. Is that a wire? No, it wasn't. Okay. There's a noose in the middle of this. Cool. I'm gonna avoid looking at it for too long. Nothing over here. Okay, I guess we're going in. Nothing. Okay. As if on cue, a swarm of flies ejected themselves at high speed from within the whole blah blah blah. What? Nothing? Okay, well I guess it's just a hole in the wall. Probably a trap. Okay, I'll just remember this area then. Glass. Okay, so just carefully down the middle. There we go. Alright. Oh, there's a door here. Whoops. It's the same place, right? Yeah, it was. You know what? I'm curious. Did that increase darkening? It probably did, right? Looks fine to me. The loading screen face, from what I see, seems to have more blood in it now. Okay, I don't see any piano wire. Okay, so from my knowledge, it's so far safe down the middle. Oh, okay, hi. Okay, I'm just gonna deactivate any other piano wire I see. That is piano wire, right? Or just very sharp wire? Did I see something? No, okay. How do you get this game? You can get this game at GameStop if you like. You can buy it on Amazon. You can download it probably on PSN is my guess. Okay, so there's one south and another south over there, and there's top. So I'll check here and I'll go down in the middle south. Okay, so this leads up, so I'm gonna check the middle then. The middle should lead to, I think, the front entrance of the school, if I remember correctly. There's a bunch of, like, shoe cabinets or something. Okay, I'm gonna try to save a little bit of light in case I really need it. Let's do a quick circle. I see nothing. Okay. I walked down it before. Double check. No wires. Okay. Yes, I'm playing on a PS Vita TV. Okay, I see no wires. Oh, there's one. Okay. It's over there where the item is. I almost just walked into that. Wow. Okay. There's a dead. Was that a dead cat? Yeah. Wow. Okay. Hi. Okay. So it looks like I'm pretty safe from high amounts of damage. I got several bandages, I think. Okay. Oh, Pegs, thanks for hosting, man. So the bottom right-hand corner is an area that leads top. So I'm gonna take the north now and see if there's any wires. I can walk over here, I think. There's a cabinet over there too. Interesting. Okay, so I can hide in there and it might be a chase pretty soon. Out of curiosity, do you guys happen to know any games where if you make a sound with like a headset, then the monster will notice you? Like that might be a fun concept if you think about it. I know like there's some games where if you move the controller too much, then the monster will notice you when you're hiding. Okay. PT? Really? In PT, if you have like your camera on and you say something, the monster might notice you? That's actually really cool.
New data?
Oh, Assassin, thanks for following, man. Okay, there is a crack on the floor right there. Okay, so I gotta hug the wall when I run past here. Yeah, actually, Gunrun was talking to me about virtual reality headsets, like the Oculus Rift, for example. And I thought it might be an interesting investment for the stream.
New data?
As a way to get people to just hang out and have fun watching like really dumb stuff on VR simulators, right? Because all of them are not really perfected yet, and it's just like technology in the making. So I figured it'll be really entertaining. entertaining to see early development of that. As I walked down the hallway, I could hear a familiar voice echoing from just around the corner. Turning in the direction of the voice, I confirmed what my ears were telling me. It was Morishige. His eyes were hollow and his face was frozen in a soul-crushing frown. As he walked, he was holding his cell phone lazily in one hand. His tone of voice was decidedly abnormal. He clearly wasn't in the right mind. He paused mid-Mayu and remained dead silent for a moment. His facial expression changed only slightly, adding the tiniest bit of confusion to his all-consuming sadness. Well, you remember me? He genuinely seemed stunned to see me. His mouth was agape. Actually, I do. She's upstairs. I looked deeply into his eyes, trying to find some trace of his former intensity, but the flame had gone out. My vision rapidly began to glaze over as tears swelled in my own eyes. The phone he held in his hand had a cracked screen, upon which nothing at all was displayed. Just white. I couldn't stop crying. He continued to walk onward on his never-ending mission to find Mayu, swaying about in an unstable fashion as he sauntered down the corridor. Is my light going out? Okay, well, ultimately, I need to deactivate that wire. Where was it? It's going out. It's out. I can't. Okay, batteries. It actually is. The batteries actually died really fast, so me saving it makes. Oh, my portrait's darkening. Cool. I'll keep that in mind. So the batteries don't last all that long, honestly. Whatever. I still have a lot of items because I saved so much in the beginning of the game. What I thought of VR horror? From the things I've seen on YouTube, I think most of them are pretty more for gimmicks than any solid game. So sorry, hang on. They play upon virtual reality, of course, and they should be. But as a full-fledged game, they're not like Silent Hill, obviously. It's just experimental for the time being. Okay, while I have this light on, I'm gonna make sure to check every hallway so there's no random trap that I'm gonna run into. Okay, well, he's not a red ghost, so I think we're fine. Okay, and I don't see any tripwires, so I'll turn this off now. Body's in the science lab, he has the key. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Okay. So I'm darkening already. I gotta be careful what things I check, otherwise I'm gonna just kinda straight up die. So if I remember correctly, I had one area in which I had a an idol, not like Rise or not like Miki, but like an idol, the thing to pray to prevent. Is that glass on the ground? I think it is. It is. Naho and her sensei, her admirer, not admirer, but you know what I mean. Okay, look around real quickly.
お腹空いたな。
You're not really gonna run to that, are you?
私の好きないちごミルク蒸しパン。消費期限は明日。大丈夫なのかな。もしかしてミストさんが置いてくれたのかも。やっぱりここにあるものなんて信用できない。このままにしておこう。
Yeah, that's absurdly risky to eat. Anything else in this place? Whoa, 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 shit, almost ran into that. Anything else? Okay. I am very clearly going to die. Yeah, the screen's already going black. Shit. Okay, I need to run back and get this fixed. It was upstairs, all I remember. Okay, down here, down here. There's no tripwires, so I can just run past this now. Although it's still kind of dark on my screen, so it's kind of hard to notice. Okay, over here, down, down, left. A little bit of light upstairs. Wow, I could barely see that. Sheesh. Let's hug the wall and I'll be fine. Okay. So I remember correctly, it's... God damn it, again? What? Okay. Over here. Okay. I think it was down here if I remember correctly. Should be this room. What? Maybe it's further down then? Ah, there it is. There, perfect. So good thing I saved that. Alright, let's save in the third slot now. Okay, so back down. Now, what is south is the question. This is another tripwire, of course. Anything south? Don't think so, right? Okay. Ah, so this is a shortcut that I can take. I know where it is now. Yep, okay, I know where it is. How do you choke on your own vomit? I don't know. Okay, I was already here, but the food... God! Ugh! Hey, so cool. Thanks for the host, man. Okay, so I think the chat probably wants to see this, and I'm curious. Although I'm probably gonna die from this. I'm gonna do it anyway. Pre-packaged steam bun? Wasn't it supposed to be a strawberry thingamajig first?
やっぱりここにあるものなん
No, this is the same place, yeah.
匂いも大丈夫そうだし。あ、美味しい。
Really? I'm okay. Wow. Well, I guess paranoia is not always good. Where do I go from here is the question. So I was already here. Where do I go now? Let's see. Yeah, find the science lab key. I wonder where it is. Well, the ghost did mention something about it. Let me just double check. I forgot, actually. My body's in the science lab. He has the key. Find him and get it back. But the thing is, when I went to the science lab, it was locked. So what do I do about that, then? go now? Go back? Maybe it's open now? I mean, well, I guess I could try. Try the hole again? Maybe. You could be right. Jeez. Yeah, sure. You can give me a hint on where to go, just no spoilers. I'm okay with that. As long as you ask first. The place of lots of books. The place of lots of books, I recall being... Well, I don't remember seeing it in this game, but the last place I thought was where I saw Naho in the first game. Which I guess was on the third floor? Well, I think it was on the floor where the bathrooms were, and I had a plank or something that I walked across, and then I talked to Naho there, I think? But that was in, like, the first corpse party. I don't recall it in being this game. I think we're on the bottom floor right now, so I'm gonna move up anyway. Yeah, I like Ayumi. Ayumi is a particular favorite of mine. In fact, there was this charity event that wasn't exactly a charity event, but there was an event for my Davis Fighting Game Club. And the Fighting Game Club was trying to bring more funds to help, do more events for the club. So we ran a fundraiser at a local round table pizza, and it was a tournament. And people could put money into the fundraiser for a raffle that had a lot of prizes for people, to give incentive for people to throw money into the fundraiser. So I threw in $100 to help out the FGC club, and well, apparently because I put $100 in at the very last moment before the fundraiser was closing up and they were gonna announce things, a lot of my tickets end up being on top for whatever reason, even though they shuffled it. So the very first time they called my name, they was like, he put $100 in. It's fine. It makes sense, right? And then they shuffled it as much as they could, and then they pulled my name again. And they said, twice, it's pure coincidence. And then they shuffled it, and they pulled my name again. And they started looking at me. And like, what? you guys needed money for the fighting game club, right? and then I said, this is not my fault. I'm not the one pulling tickets from the raffle, right? And then they said, you know what, Koopa, you're right. We should be blaming Ricky instead. So instead of calling Ricky by his real name, they started calling him Riggy, like Riggy Brown. So what ended up happening was, from that raffle, which a decent amount of people donated, I won 2 shirts, 6 Silent Sama buns, a anime DVD, a random game like I think Ratchet and Clank, and I won 2.5 sticks. No, seriously, I won a Mad Cat stick, I won another stick that was dual modded, and I won a half of a stick. As in, it was a really small mini arcade stick that you could fit in the palm of your hand. And ever since then, the Davis Fighting Game Club looks at me like I rig raffles. And that's not true. I don't rig raffles. I try to help people out, What do you guys think? No, dude. Mad Catz arcade sticks are a quality product now. I mean, back in the day, when you got like a Mad Catz controller, you would feel very angry about it. I know I would try to avoid them, but now they've definitely established their brand in arcades and fighting games, obviously.
New data!
Yo, Phoenix, thanks for following, man. And thank you everyone for watching. Blowout after losing intense fight. Came to eliminate person who knew too much. Student teacher was covered. Was cover ID? What? Okay, well I found where I needed to go. And I don't see any more tripwire. So save the batteries. There's also been like a long-standing tradition where when I'm very confused on what to watch for like a TV series, right? Sometimes, at least in the past, I would make a tournament bracket where I would have multiple TV shows in a like a traditional tournament bracket. And I would flip coins for which TV show would move on to grand finals, right? And the TV show that won was the TV show that I watched with friends if I could. And the thing is, for whatever reason, people think that I rig my coin flips, which is not possible. I can't rig a coin flip. I even tried to prove it on stream. Look, guys, this TV show that I wanted to watch ended up winning because pure chance, all right? I don't rig coin flips. I don't rig raffles. I do nothing. Thanks, game. All right. Are you serious? I even have the lights on, dude. You know, I don't want to walk through that middle. Mysterious guild? What? There has to be something in this room, otherwise will it take so much time to unlock? Alcohol lamp? Oh yeah, that's right! I am coming tomorrow. I forgot about that. Well, no, I didn't. I just forgot what day it was. Today is Wednesday. Hmm.
ねえさあ首へし折ってやる
Chun, tell me, how much do you need to practice? Okay. Then, what time do you need me to be over at your house? And I'll time it correctly.
このゴミも連れて帰れクズが
Well, I mean, I need some place to stay at, but if not staying at your place, maybe I can stay at Dom's. I'll have to give him a call.
見ず知らずの方ああ助けてくださってありがとうございます今の人私の学校にまで押しかけてくる困ったお客さんで死ぬか
Whoa!
みそぎだよ涅槃に行く前に23人殺しておきたかったやめバカな子ねお前が逃がしたあいつの代わりにお休みするか汚い声マジカルピュー
So, you're watching twitch.tv/finestko. Corpse Party Blood Drive is this game you're watching right now. And we'll be streaming it every night at 8 p.m. PDT, except for Thursdays. On Thursday, we'll be having Yoru Nai Kuni instead, with my friend Dom streaming at 6:30 p.m. PDT. So I'll be heading over to my friend's place tomorrow, actually, and then I guess I'll be playing a few games here and there. But if you want to know the next time we stream, you have the schedule in front of you. But more importantly, if you want to follow us on our Twitter and our Facebook, the links are provided in the channel right now for your convenience. This is possibly the sweetest game I've ever met. We have a former delinquent choking out people who's come to realize that true love has nothing to do with killing random civilians, but instead opening your arms and accepting true love.
萌え萌えパワーでハピハピになーれ
Unfortunately, though she's come to realize true happiness and what the world's meaning has come to be, no one wishes to accept a blonde, semi-gothic, fashionable lady with a scythe that appears out of nowhere as their true savior.
つまんない。やっぱ殺すなら張り合いのあるやつだよね。
And I want to think that maybe, if Magari was given a chance, maybe she wouldn't be the little high school killing delinquent that you come to realize today. But if you, the stream chat, are willing to believe that her dream of being extra moe might come to fruition, then I want you to press 1. Because Corpse Party is not about killing. It's about believing.
あのビルの屋上ですごい対決したっけな。
And speaking of believing, in the left-hand corner we have little high school Magari, known for her death-like glaze and touch. And on the right, we have the former heavyweight champion of the world, Naho, formerly dead but now alive for whatever reason in this game. How do you feel about our chances, Bob? Well, if I were to feel like I were a betting man, I'd definitely put $250 on our left contender there. But our champion of this world, Naho, is definitely no slouch. How about you, Sam?
Well, I have this thing for girls with glasses, so I guess I'm gonna be taking your bet. I'll definitely bet on the person that's a champion of the world.
Well, if you can, then you shall. Everyone, put your bets onto the table and get ready to rumble!
なほちゃん、私が殺したかったな。
Wait, what? You're welcome, Sam. I love you too.
待ってよ、存在まで消え始めてるじゃない。もう、たつく。死んでた。人殺す気慣れてきたんだよね。くっそ。観念して、そろそろ行くか。篠崎あゆみもいい加減熟してきてるっしょ。 なんだっけ、会場のワード。そうだそうだ。涅槃よ、死人をぬ。
Yes. I too would run up and cop a feel.
やだ、なんだお前。
篠崎がなんだってこの野郎。
New data!
たらいくらでも謝ってやら。さっさと飛べ。
こんな。
That was a really random transition, but I guess I'm okay with that. Blocked off? Of course it is. Actually, how is my health right now? I'm totally fine. Oh, so Chun, if you're still in the chat, I'll see you tomorrow at 7:30, okay? I think it was further south. Let's not fall into that, please. It's like easy to see on the screen. Alright, so now that I have this, what is it? I grabbed like a flame something? Where do I go with this? It probably burns off the hair is my question. You know, it most likely burns off the hair on the top floor. What else would it do? I have 1, 2, 3, 3 bandages, a battery, 3 talismans, matches, an alcohol lamp, which probably combos together. Yep, looks all to me. Is Dacid his nickname? So my friend David, his alias is Dacid. I know it's not that crazy of a change or anything, but for some reason or another, there was a series of games I played in which there was always a young high school blonde Caucasian man in every game I played for a very long time. Whatever game I played, there always happened to be a character that looked quite like Dacid. And back in the day, when I was still in college, he and I would stream together. Like, we would go to like my apartment, and we would stream whatever game. Valkyrie Chronicles, Brave Fencer Musashi, God Hand, Catherine, multiple games we streamed together. And he became not just a good friend of mine, but whenever we streamed together, it usually was a pretty good success. Always fun. He was really, really fun as a co-commentator. And so, I guess it ended up becoming an inside joke where he would just magically appear in any game because I don't see him anymore. We're kind of busy after we graduated college. So he still stays with us. Even in the games we play. In spirit. In a way, you can kind of think of it as yeah, Dacid used to have really long hair. I forgot about that too. Okay, that plastic bottle better be water that you took away, you know, from a convenience store.
水があるのは随分気持ちが楽だわ。鈴本さんはさっき出会ったし、森重くんもさまよっていた。早く生き返らせてあげないと。水なんて出ないよね。分かってたけど。
New data!
Oh, dude, tokens for fun. Thanks for following. Tokens? Yeah.
そうだ。
I thought tokens because I used to go to arcades.
したか。篠崎真希菜さんの家といい、どうしてこうトイレが近いのかな、私。
What a bad idea. Yeah, you know, many people have died in bathroom stalls in this game. Jeez! Ugh. So we're stuck in this room now?
この者の罪を清めたまえ。主は言われた。枯れた木には隠れられない。
助けて。
無父よ、全能なる神よ、不浄なる魂に哀れみを。主よ、この者を打ち据える一振りの剣をお与えください。
助けてキセラ、このままだと部屋が水で余って。
If you think that's water, then what do you think comes out of your body every month? To be fair, I don't want to think about it either.
お姉ちゃん。私の方に泳いできて。
Okay, I'm gonna die if I don't get over here. Where? I'm trying to... I'm mashing X. Okay, over here. I can't see. It's so red in here. Well, cool. Godlike. Well, yes, that's certainly one way to die. Awesome.